We both said, we've got to talk about this.
I'm immediately sold. I saw one photo, and I'm thinking, this is going to be one of the greatest movies of my lifetime.
It's incredible what his last name represents for the National Football League.
I am very excited to see this, and I feel like it's a movie that's going to be...
Madden, with Nick Cage as John Madden and Christian Bale portraying Al Davis. And we both said, we've got to talk about this.
I'm immediately sold. I saw one photo, and I'm thinking, this is going to be one of the greatest movies of my lifetime by seeing a still image
looks
of
awesome.
Nicolas Cage and of Christian Bale.
Yeah,
look at this.
The response has been, as you would expect, and I think if you're like us, you want to go see this now. And it's just one photo, in character. They look exactly the way they should. And I see this, and I think to myself, this is Nicolas Cage. My perception of him, I'm going to watch this and not think it's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he's going to be very good.
It's that good with how it looks. And, of course, Christian Bale is going to crush it as Al Davis.
Yeah, both guys
Batman playing Al Davis.
Both guys are absurdly method in how they act. So they are going to be in character throughout. And they're going to be and Nicolas Cage is someone that, people that have worked with him have told stories about how he'll do like 45 takes of something, and then one time he'll just do a take as a completely different character. And it's just like, why are we doing this? But it's part of his process where he'll do a different funny voice or something. He's like, let's just try it this way, constantly trying new things. This is going to be incredible. David O. Russell is directing, who I really, really like. I got made fun of in New York City when we were talking to our guy. Now I'm blanking on his name.
Dennis Leary.
Yeah, Dennis Leary, the actor, for liking one of David O. Russell's movies.
That's right.
American Hustle, I think, was the movie that I really liked. Oh, you liked that, did you? And I did like that.
Have you seen Philomena?
In fact, Dennis, I have now, based on Dennis Leary's recommendation to me. But one of my favorite directors also. This is going to be great. Hutton, I've seen so many different stories about the Madden movie and different iterations of it. I've seen things that Will Ferrell was going to play.
Originally, yeah.
John Madden. That this was just going to focus on the creation of the video game. But I went and read the description from Prime Video on this movie. This is going to follow everything. This is him as a coach, as you saw there. It's him on television, and it's him launching the video game. John Mulaney is on the cast. Sienna Miller, Catherine Hahn is in it as well. I'm pumped about this, Hutton. It's been a while since there's been a sports movie that I'm this excited to see.
I think they have to tell the whole story from the coaching where he wins the Super Bowl in '76. He went to 6 or 7 AFC championships.
Yeah,
won a Super Bowl with Al Davis, and he retired at the age of 42. He passed away in 2021, I think, 2020. He was in his mid 80s and retired from coaching at 42. I think you have to tell that in order to get to Madden NFL. And that franchise, that empire. And in between, and while Madden is crushing it, he's also Hall of Fame broadcaster. He's the voice of the NFL. He taught the game to so many kids. I learned the game through the game.
Yeah.
And, the dominance of that video game and what it represents for the league now, where you have the Madden ratings and all the players are into it. You have an owner saying that there's a Madden rating that he doesn't like. So it's incredible what his last name represents for the National Football League.
I am very excited to see this, and I feel like it's a movie that's going to be told probably in 3 different parts. I could see this thing opening in the mid-'90s or early 2000s with the Madden game. And what's going into it, and then going back and forth and telling the story. Then it's going to go back to him in the 70s with Al Davis. It's going to go back to him starting out in television is John Mulaney going to be Pat Summerall in this movie? What's he going to play, or is he going to be a video game
executive? So we don't know
anything
about that
for EA Sports. I don't know his character in it, but there's so many possibilities. I'm pumped.
Yeah, and this is Amazon, right?
Yes.
Okay. Great portrayals. When I see this is a great portrayal. When you see John Madden and Al Davis with the Super Bowl trophy, and then you compare it to the photo they released last night, it's awesome. And then, Chad, we compiled a list.
Yeah. And we're gonna
just top of mind.
We're bound to leave some people off of this list, but keep in mind, we're talking about someone playing a character that almost everyone knows. and not a fictional sports character.
Right.
So, yeah, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone was pretty good as Rocky, right? Like, we can go down the list of fictional sports heroes in movies and how great they were, right?
I also, no doubt.
Tom Hanks was outstanding in A League of Their Own. That's a fictional former Major League Baseball player that's a fall-down drunk in A League of Their Own.
Kenny Powers.
He's great. Kenny Powers in the Mount Rushmore of baseball fictional characters, but not a real person.
I mean, if his name was John Rocker, he'd be on this list.
And I just think, Hutton, that it's so much more difficult to pull off a realistic portrayal of someone that everybody knows.
Yes.
And everybody has seen. Right? We're going to get into a few that not everyone has seen a lot of them or knows much. So you can get away. There's some allowances there for the actor to do what they want with the character. But when you're doing a straight-up impression of someone that everybody knows, like Nicolas Cage will have to do with John Madden, like Christian Bale will have to do with Al Davis, that makes it so much harder.
And it makes the movie exciting right now without having seen anything but a photo.
Yes.
And I want to be captured into the movie and not think about the actor.
Yeah.
That's how great I think that photo looks.
You want to see John Madden on the screen.
Yes.
And I think that's what we're going to get.
Kick us off.
Brad Pitt as Billy Beane, the Oakland A's general manager. This one is such a good movie. Like, just everything else aside, Moneyball is a fantastic movie, well acted, well written, everything about it based on the Michael Lewis book. We don't know as much about Billy Beane. It's not like we've seen a ton of interviews with him. He was a behind-the-scenes guy. So Brad Pitt, I don't think he's doing a straight-up impression of Billy Beane. He's just being Brad Pitt. And being Brad Pitt is pretty damn cool. And he's very good in the movie. So this is one that I think of portraying a real-life person that came off really well, even if, and I'm not sure if he was or not, even if he's not exactly like Billy Beane.
Yeah, I mean, this is one, if you had a true or false, this is a portrayal of a real person. If you have 50% answers saying false. Yeah. Or, 50-50, because you don't know Billy Beane that well. But this, I mean, I even if he didn't reach out and say, hey, I would like to play your exact person, I'd like to play you. I mean, it's Brad Pitt playing you, so I'm sure Billy Beane's fine with it.
Yes. Yeah, he's joked about, that was that was a pretty good actor to play you in a movie would be Brad Pitt.
It's a great movie.
Next one, Kurt Russell as Herb Brooks. I think Kurt Russell's Herb Brooks in Miracle is so good.
Yeah,
that
this is great.
Now, when you think of Herb Brooks, you think of Kurt Russell giving the speeches in Miracle. You don't even think, he's the.
You do.
It's Herb Brooks like running behind the bench and going in and so excited when they win, when you watch like documentaries about the Miracle on Ice. But when I think Herb Brooks, I think of Kurt Russell as Herb Brooks.
And they're similar enough.
Yeah.
They're similar enough where he does. It's not like he's you have the prosthetics on him and all that, right? Yeah. John Goodman and Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
The movie The Babe, John Goodman was really good. I want to say he was nominated for an Oscar for this. Maybe not. But this was, as a kid, I obviously everyone knows about Babe Ruth, but this was sort of my education about Babe Ruth and everything else that went into him. I know a lot of the Babe Ruth estate was unhappy with the movie because they thought it focused too much on the drinking and on the problems he had in life, but it was a very realistic depiction, and John Goodman crushed it.
And I give credit to Goodman because he's going into a role where you're guessing somewhat about mannerisms and other things. We see him at the plate. We don't see him much outside of the ballpark.
Wasn't HD TV,
no.
HD cameras back in the 1920s when he was playing.
It was well done.
And starring.
Leif Walschlager. If you don't know him, you should. Came on the show. He played Rob Gronkowski, and he got into this role, but he already kind of has the bro mentality.
I threw this in there totally.
This is good. This is good
as a complete joke
but
too.
Because he came on the show.
Because he's he's in his posse. They're buddies.
He's like the stunt double. If Gronk,
right. When they do commercials in the desert, he's talked about being a stand-in for Rob Gronkowski in different commercials, and then he got to portray him. In the American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez,
that's it.
On FX and Hulu. And we had him on the show. He was nice enough to join us. So, look, if you join us on the show, you're going to get extra pub on this show. So, Leif Walschlager gets that extra pub by doing that. Hunt, if you remember, he joined us from South America.
Yeah, he was
having some sort of...
He was filming that.
Oh, no. He was having dental work done.
Oh,
Or his wife was, or girlfriend. Remember, he was with his girlfriend having dental work done in South America.
And then
sold on this guy when I heard that story.
He was about to be a part of the release for a Christmas movie, a new Christmas movie.
Yeah, he was in the movie where it's like
a Hallmark movie.
It's a proximity of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. He was playing a football player with a pop star.
It was coming out around Christmas, I think. And it asked, does it include puppies? He was like, yes, it does. Mm-hmm. It does. I added this one. Margot Robbie playing Tanya Harding. When you see her as a skater, I thought it was pretty spot on.
Yeah,
as the portrayal.
And just sort of, all due respect to Tanya Harding, but it's true, just kind of like a white trash character.
Yeah.
That she morphed into with that thick accent she had in the movie
great.
too. It was very good.
Yeah, I specifically remember being a kid at my grandparents' house watching that Olympic coverage.
Yeah.
And just the wardrobe was perfect. I felt like I was watching that again.
Well, Margot Robbie, an Australian actress, you don't think of Margot Robbie in most of her roles and immediately think white trash from the upper Midwest, which makes her performance that much better. Yeah. Right? I mean, she really morphed into that role.
Not as good as Wolf of Wall Street, but
no,
but great. Will Smith and Muhammad Ali. Do you like this entry?
This was the one that I feel like was Will Smith's true introduction to, man, this guy's a really good actor, right? Like when this movie came out, before that, I mean, he had been an action star. He had been in really good movies, Enemy of the State, Independence Day, all came out before that, big blockbuster type movies. I thought Enemy of the State was more, to me, the introduction, this guy is more than the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he's very, very good. Bad Boys before that also. But he really took on the whole mystique of Muhammad Ali.
I thought so. I mean, when you see him, you see the silhouette.
Yeah.
It looks like Muhammad Ali in the ring. I mean, again, that's what we're going for here. Up next, Chad, what do we have?
Denzel Washington's Herman Boone. It's one of the best portrayals of someone that's a real-life figure. I'll be honest, did not know who Herman Boone was, or know him before the movie. So Denzel Washington is now Herman Boone for that very reason.
It's in the Billy Bean
not
category.
Really the famous person, but he was portraying a real life person and did it so well. Denzel Washington, I mean, so much charisma. The guy can play anything. The new trailer out of the movie, the Spike Lee movie he's in, I could watch over and over because it's Denzel being Denzel in the movie, and it looks great.
Just for the sake of saying who looks like who, Quentin Aaron as Michael Orr in The Blind Side. This guy, I mean, again,
another really good movie too.
Yes, and Michael Orr doesn't like this movie, but man, did he do a great portrayal. It was he looked like a guy.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
He sued his family over this movie, but I thought it was a great movie. I don't think it made anybody look bad. I really don't understand why someone would be angry about it. I know it was a financial issue with him,
I guess,
in the movie. But, I think this is a great example. And another Michael Lewis book that was turned into a really good movie with Moneyball and The Blind Side.
I saw this movie one time, but Steve Carell as John DuPont.
Yeah, this was sort of like Will Smith.
You have to see him in makeup.
Will Smith was more comedic, right? And he was a rapper. And then he was in Ali, and you're like, man, this guy can really act. Steve Carell's the same thing. He was all comedy before, and then, this is a serious role where he's got a huge prosthetic nose on, and he's this weirdo type character.
And I didn't feel like I was watching Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Like that's the point of what we're hitting on. And we're missing out on so many.
So many.
Right? But like this,
and please hit us up on social media and let us know what comes to mind immediately for you. Here's one that came to mind right before we went on air today, Hutton, for me. Chelsea Ross is one of the all-time great character actors. He's been in so many things. He was the great Eddie Harris in Major League, a movie Tyler knows about, being from Cleveland. He was also Dan Devine, real-life coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team, in Rudy. Not Ara Parseghian, who was the first part of the movie. But if you remember, Ara Parseghian leaves, and they hired Dan Devine from the Green Bay Packers, as John Favreau says, and announces to Rudy. And when you see the side-by-side, and this is an older Chelsea Ross here, but if Chelsea Ross from the movie, if we had that, you would see they are really, really close. And that's one of the more memorable moments in the movie is the speech where he says, no one comes into our house and pushes us around. And then they go into prayer after that. So I had to throw in something for my guy, Chelsea Ross.
Madden, another point, it's a football movie.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
By the way, the entire cast of Winning Time, one of my favorite shows the last 10 years
great
on HBO. Here. John C. Reilly as Dr. Jerry Buss, Adrian Brody as Pat Riley. Go down the list of star portrayals of people that everyone knows. I don't even have the guy's name in front of me. I'll look it up. But the dude who plays Larry Bird in the movie is unbelievable. I don't think he'd ever acted before until this movie.
This is the show that everyone loved.
Sean Patrick Small.
Okay.
Is the guy who plays Larry Bird.
Everyone loved this, and then they canceled it, right? They didn't bring it back.
Yeah, it was 2 years and done. I remember watching the season finale of season 2, and there was like a podcast that went along with it. I thought, man, that I could tell by the way it was going. Jeff Pearlman was a part of the podcast. He wrote the book that the show is based on, Winning Time, and I could tell like they really need more people to watch if it's going to keep going, and they wanted to keep it going. But the way they ended season 2, there was like a cut to, oh, here's what happened after that, and I'm like, man, they hadn't made the announcement yet. But that's when I knew it wasn't coming back. And I was pissed off.
You were spot on with Bird and Magic. Clay Travis joins us. I get mistaken for Clay. And for you.
Well, if they make a movie about Clay Travis, then Jonathan Hutton will portray Clay Travis, and we'll add you to the list.
Well, we'll see.
Of expert portrayals.
Yeah, we'll maybe be in the next Blue Mountain State.
Yeah. Are they going to bring that back too?